Hello and welcome to the next video. In this video I'm going to be talking about an experience I had while living in Tianjin, China. I'll call this the surprise haul. So during my first 5 years in Tianjin, China, so this would have been 2011 to 2016, I explored quite a lot of the city and even the surrounding areas, including an area that's considered part of Tianjin, although it's closer to Beijing, called Wuqin. Wuqin, for people that don't know, is this area just off of one of the bullet train to Beijing or to Tianjin, depending which direction you're coming from. That's about a 15-minute train ride out on the high-speed train. And at the time, really wasn't much out there. You'd get there and they had this kind of Italian-style shopping center. Or outlet mall, and you had a lot of the major brands were out there, Nike, Polo, etc. And it was neat because the architecture was trying to imitate, to a degree, a small western town. They even had a little canalway with some gondolas there, although I don't believe you could take the actual gondola. But it was an interesting attempt, and there were very reasonably priced shops there. In the years to come they expanded it, but that was the main draw that was out there for a long time. So I believe this was my last year in Tianjin during the first stint. So this would have been either 2015 or early 2016, where I was talking to a coworker, and I remember one of the things I love to do and did in Japan and even do here quite often is I like getting on some kind of map app. Especially anything that has kind of satellite stuff like Google Maps, and just putting it in a spot and just seeing what's around the area, and if there's anything interesting from the satellite view that is something I have never seen or knew or would just be worth taking a trip, I would plan to go out there. So I used to do this quite a lot in China with things that weren't Google necessarily. And I remember looking at Wuqin and kind of going, let me move away from the mall, see what else there is around here, and see about the satellite image instead of just kind of the road topographical map. And lo and behold, I noticed that at the time it had expanded from the time that I had first gone there, and there was a lot more housing. There was I could see there was some kind of amusement park, and there were these large manufacturing centers or factories and warehouses, and there was a lot of urban sprawl and just development just kind of going in all directions, and that there was even this little canal and a lot of shops and buildings and whatnot in that area. I go, wow, I didn't know there was that much to do out there. So I mentioned it to my coworker, and I said, I'm thinking about maybe going out there for a night or two and just checking out what there is to do there. Are you interested in going? I said, yeah, sure. We'll go out there, we'll stay a night and just see what there is to do. So ended up getting out there. I think we left after work. So got there not too late, but at night. And after finding our hotel, which was not a Days Inn, but kind of a Days Inn type place, we decided, all right, let's walk around here at night. I remember seeing some things around this area on the satellite map. So start walking in that direction, and then we start saying, okay, it's a shopping center, and some of the things are closed now, or there's, all right, well, I can see on the map here, there's, because I would look at stuff on my phone as well. It looks like there's a canalway, and there might be some stuff here, so let's just go in that direction. Start going in that direction, see the canal, and it's pretty nice. And I don't know that if I have many pictures from that night, but if I do, I'll go ahead and post them up. So if I don't, sorry, sometimes I forget to take pictures, or drives and stuff go bad. But remember, it was pretty quiet, and we're walking along. At a certain point, we see some lights in the distance behind some apartment buildings. We go, I think there's something there. And I think one of the symbols on the map suggested like a nightlife place. So we're like, oh, this would be pretty cool if it's like a bar or something, so we can just kind of see what it's like to be out here at night. So walk in that direction, and unfortunately it was a KTV, so karaoke TV is, you know, as they call it. So it's basically just a place to rent a room, you know, sing, have a few drinks, and relax. And we weren't really in the mood for that. So turn around, start walking back, and there was this one place we had seen in one of the kind of apartment buildings slash old style strip malls that we go, oh, I wonder what that is. And you know, saw there's some lights and it had little creative looking stuff around it. So go up to it, look, and we see that there's a set of stairs going down, and we kind of hear some music. So go, huh, wonder what this is. So start descending, and lo and behold, it's an underground pool hall. And here I do know I have some pictures, so I'll post up a couple here. It's this massive pool hall, kind of dimly lit, ton of pool tables. I remember the staff were mostly females. They were wearing this almost kind of sailor outfits. I guess it was some kind of theme for them. But I remember we went down there. Buddy spoke to one of the staff members. Okay, how much is it? How does this work? And they told us a price, which wasn't very expensive. And asked, "Do you guys have beer?" Yeah, it's X price, and it was a good price. So we said, all right, let's just grab a couple beers here and play pool. And so we did, and stayed there for about an hour or two. Had a few beers, chatted, and called it a night that night. But it was one of those rare find moments, especially when you're living abroad and you're not sure about what to do after you've done a lot of things in a town or city that you've lived in for many years, and you go exploring, and lo and behold, you reap the benefit of actually going and exploring and doing stuff. So I guess the moral, the message, or the message of this story is, don't be afraid to explore and go to new places. Even though I'm talking about being abroad, kind of applies to, even when you're at home. Even if you're in a small town, there's always something to see and do that's new and different. So anyway, that's the surprise pool hall story. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one.